It's quiet. The the night air is very quiet. And as you are all standing in a circle in this oddity show, all surrounding this priestess, she reaches out and she touches you individually on your forehead one by one. And before you know it, you are watching yourselves float out of your own bodies, floating higher and higher. Looking up, there is a table in the sky and a couple of chairs. And it seems you guys float perfectly to sit in them. And she floats with you. Looking at you all, she introduces herself. I am Lucy, the mistress of your pain and your pleasure, priestess of Loviatar. I've brought you here to inform me on your whereabouts that led up to Phaleth's death. So, in better words, recap me. Who are you? And she looks at Blue first.
I am Lussi. You already know. Fighter. Yeah.
Fighter. I was under the impression you were a monk. A dragon-born monk. Interesting, Lussi.
Pick and choose the cards you've been dealt.
No, we can't. And her eyes shift over to Leona. And you, beautiful? Who are you?
I am Leona Moon. I am a druid orc.
Beautiful. You don't see many druidic orcs anymore. I have much to learn about you. Her eyes fall over to Phaleth. My darling Phaleth. Just to keep it even. Keep it fair. Why don't you introduce yourself? Tell me who you are.
I'm Phaleth, and I'm a fairy cleric.
Oh, don't sell yourself short. You're also a prostitute. A mighty good one at that. Be kind to yourself. You have skills most women don't.
You're not wrong there.
Her eyes shift over to Leonidas. You, I have not heard anything about. Who are you?
You may have heard of my name, but you may not know that I belong to it. I am known as Leonidas Barrelwriter, Halfling Paladin.
Leonidas, a paladin? A halfling? Interesting. I should keep a close eye on you. Her eyes then slide over to Prickle. The pet. Who can talk? Not many pets can talk. That makes you intriguing. So, intrigue me. Who are you?
Well, my name is Prickles, Mech Jar Crusher. I'm a goblin barbarian, which means I smash things and get angry.
A barbarian goblin! The size of my pinky toe. Interesting. Her eyes slide over and she looks a little startled to see Zaire. I'm sorry, are you naked?
I am naked most of the time, my lady.
Interesting choice. Please, tell me who you are.
I am Zaire from Kenora. I come from the refugee camps, and may I add, you are quite beautiful.
Why, thank you. It's a tabaxi from the refugees. Interesting. I didn't know that you guys traveled outside of Carnora.
I wound up here on special terms.
I'm sure I'll find that out about that. And she looks at each of you individually, making eye contact one by one, making sure she's holding eye contact with each of you, making sure she has your attention. So, how did you all get to Duradrar? Who would
I
like
like
to go
to-
first?
I can.
Phelan?
I heard there was a Fae here. Didn't know if it was my sister or not. It's the only reason I came here.
Please. Don't give me the boring details. Tell me how you really got here. I want to know about the orc god.
Oh, that cheeky fuck. Well, and I managed to find work at a tavern, and the owner was kind enough to let me do said work. The orc guard didn't want to pay, and I honestly could have gone about it better, but pretty much moved before I could do anything, and forced me to stick by him the rest of the night before taking me and throwing me in the cells with everyone else, which I shouldn't
Men.
have been in.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So, orcish god decides to arrest a fair prostitute on the border of Duradrar, who one might not even consider being Duradrar's territory, only to put you in not just any prison cell, the execution cell.
Mm-hmm.
A
My
steep
question-
price for just a prostitute.
Oh, I shouldn't have been there in the first place. I should have been up a little bit higher up. I should have been in there for a few years at most.
Absolutely. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So what about the rest of you? So who else would like to tell their story of how they got to...
I'll go. Excuse me.
She looks to Lussi.
As I have stated before, I am a fellow fighter in the arena, and I refuse to fight my opponent, and of course landed me in jail.
Oh, Lussi, your deed of heroism, more than just not fighting an opponent, you wouldn't fight a hatched owlbear, fresh hatched, I might add. Anybody would look upon that with tears in their eyes. To think such heroism puts one in prison, a celebrity as yourself, in the same cell as a prostitute? What are the odds? Who's next?
Let's not give our fairy friend so much credit on being a judgmental prostitute. She's not that good at it. I've not seen her get money from anybody this whole fucking journey. She's not that great. But for me, how did I get arrested? I tortured some guy for withholding information for how to find just some stuff I needed to find somebody. I ripped one of his eyes out, got caught by guards, ran away, robbed some lady, ran away from those guards, tried to flee town, and ran into more guards and got caught.
Some lady. Oh, Leona, you're so much more interesting than that. You didn't just rob some lady, you staked her out. You didn't just rob some lady, you robbed the next heir for the Kenora throne. How exciting of Leuna! Not only to rob this woman, but to steal Soul Shard. Leuna! You are very interesting. Never sell yourself short, Ling. Who's next?
Well, I guess I can go next. Why, finding myself in Jordar was quite the adventure. Started out in Kenora, and it was quite the time I met this beautiful fair maiden, and she lived in quite the royal estate of a castle. Through many nights of excitement and bringing flowers, I finally found myself in Tussle, only to find out she had my dad arrested, and temper got the best of me, and that wound me up on a ship to Joradar.
Sire, you are more savage than you give yourself credit for. You didn't just get arrested. No, you attacked her when she was most in her bed. You didn't just get on a ship to Duradrar. You slaughtered the one female tabaxi who had her full trust in you. Zaya, your savage is unbeat. Leviathan was impressed. I was impressed. The pain that poor Penny felt. But of course, you entered in a cell with a dragonborn, an orc, and a fairy. How interesting. What's for the goblin, I wonder? And she looks at Prickle.
I just kinda kill a little bit, tiny bit, a massacre maybe, a little bit.
I say, I don't think I've ever met a creature whose hunger is as unquenchable as yours. Killed a little bit. You slaughtered more than 50 in that tavern alone. Lied a little bit. You tricked the entirety of the Advent gods to treat you kindly. So kindly that they didn't even fully cuff you when they took you to prison, where they let you knowingly keep your rats. Oh, Prickles. So hungry. Hopefully that hunger doesn't overtake you. So you're all in a prison together. Interesting. All together and all cursed. That's the thing that connects you. You all have a curse. And this curse is mind-bending and body-shaping and soul-crushing. You're all cursed. Different curses, I may add. All secret to your companions. Though I know all of your curses. I have to, as I look over Phalith. My goddess gives me such information. She is so holy. You should stop by a temple.
You're tweaking.
Don't tell her that.
Weekend.
Pain
She's
brings
straight
pleasure.
tweaking, trying to religion us. Thinking that I want to worship a god? What have gods ever done for me? Oh, shapeshifting the animals is pretty cool, but I don't have a god. I worship nature.
Nature's a god. You couldn't shape into animals if it wasn't for God.
She's not even around.
Hell, you wouldn't be alive. Druid worship. Ewan, the ever-slumbering god. Interesting, isn't it? The goddess who slumbers And yet, her entirety is your world. I wonder, what happens if she wakes? Thoughts for another day, maybe. I want to know how you got out of the prison.
Prickles head butted a wall.
Yeah, and then I became a hole, so I crawled into it, and then there was weapons there.
He got stuck.
Yeah, I got stuck, but we don't talk about that.
It was pretty funny.
Maybe. It was a little bit funny.
Phalith cried like a crybaby bitch the whole time and didn't do nothing to
Yeah.
help us.
Such a
Sorry,
weak
that's
thing.
Dyer was
Stress.
slipping, sliding in blood and being disgusting.
Phalith just kind of gives him a
I
look.
can't help it. Maybe if you guys would have helped me stand up, I wouldn't have been so useless.
You were all slimy.
Maybe if you weren't nasty and covered when I did try to help you, it wouldn't have been such a failure.
Maybe you should have tried harder. Just pick me up from grabbing by the tail. You know, just.
Maybe next
Made it
time,
work.
don't rely on everyone to help you solve your problems.
If we grab
Okay.
you by the tail and pull hard enough, does it pull off and like regenerate like a lizard?
Oh, we should try
No.
that. Maybe.
We should try
Zaire,
that!
you cannot-
Oh, we should experiment on the cat!
No,
Zaire,
the
you
cat is
cannot
not very
sit there
strong.
and say I did not try to help you.
Yeah, Lossingum got all
Really?
covered in blood because of you. You're disgusting.
You know,
We
next
all were
time,
covered
I'm
in
you
blood.
blood.
Including Phalith, who
At least
I
didn't
tried
end
to
up
approach.
stealing. I had a true love, and it got me imprisoned. It's not my fault.
From what the lady is saying, she said that you snuck into her room like some weirdo.
She invited me. She invited me fair and square, and I climbed into her chambers. And I have to admit, it was sweet losing
You
my virginity.
climbed in her chambers instead of going to the front
What was the
front
first time you
door
had sex?
with some random girl?
You walk in the front door. No,
If she's the
fucking
love of
noble
your
word.
life walking through the front door.
Were you dirty
I'm
when you
having
had
an amazing
sex?
time.
Were you dirty
Hold
your
on.
first time? Did you finally clean yourself?
Hold on, wait.
For that time, I smelled the fresh roses from the royal garden that I stole as well.
Did you rub
mean,
the
okay,
roses on
borrow.
yourself for
Hold on.
perfume?
Hold on. Okay,
You
question.
lick
Question.
yourself
I'm
clean.
crying.
Question.
Yeah, what's the question?
Question. If she invited you, did she not let anyone else know?
No,
Why?
because she's a noble and I'm a tabaxi from a refugee camp. What do you think would
Oh.
happen?
Easy, she could have simply bullshitted her way out of it and
Ah.
said that she invited you to learn more about the refugee camps.
Or to make you a
Simple freaking
servant?
answer.
Rat,
Yes,
cat.
Servant,
that's
yeah.
true.
Servant,
So
cat,
quite literally,
princess. Yeah, you know what would
You-
happen? I'd be skinned alive.
You're
skinned
a f-
alive because a noble requested you, and if you had the writing to prove it, they couldn't do nothing to dispute it.
Yeah, a noble telling
And if
you
she
what to
came
do.
downstairs, because she most likely would have been cold, guess what? They would have been like,
Virgo.
oh shit, I guess this happened.
Did you kill her?
I guess you
I
gotta come in
didn't
now.
kill her. I killed her sister with your help. Because you kept fucking up, fighting her in the damn
Yo,
bar.
I didn't ask for your
I had
fucking
to
help and I
say-
didn't
I had
want to
to-
kill her. I just wanted to
Hey,
knock her out
hey,
and steal her shit. I can't believe you're bringing up the past.
Time out! Time out! You're skipping sessions. We're focusing on how you got out of the prison.
That's where I shine.
Right, so interesting. But I think you're jumping a little ahead. I asked how you got out of the prison.
Oh, I got this. I got this.
Prickles?
So, when I finally got through the hole, as I said before, there was a bunch of weapons there. So I just took those weapons and I just started throwing them out of the hole. Because that's a smart move, right? Like,
Absolutely,
I can-
yes.
I'm smart.
You're very
Right?
smart for a goblin.
Yeah.
I'm just
Right.
nodding. Lossie's just nodding.
I'm using my head.
Phalith is kind of looking at her nails, just nodding like,
Charisma is off the
Smart.
It
chart.
was very
Fucking
loud. The
chaotic.
whole incident was very loud, and the guards came,
And they opened the door. And that was me. I did that.
Did what exactly?
I decapitated that guard. He
Oh,
came
the
around
one who
the
got
other
stuck in the
way.
hole?
Yes.
after getting his axe stuck in the hole. Don't forget that.
Yeah, but if it wasn't stuck there, I wouldn't be able to turn it and slice his head off.
I kicked the guard in the nuts. Let's not forget
Oh,
that.
Yeah, that was
That
pretty
was
funny.
pretty fucking amazing.
girl power.
Good
Love it.
power.
All right. So once you killed the guards, then
Well, I was fucking crippling, I'll tell you that. I was going to die. Our fearless cleric was too busy bitching and moaning, thinking that she was going to die when we were all working our asses off to get out of the cell. What was she doing?
We
Shitting and
left her
pissing in
there.
her pants in a bloody cell that smelled like literal dog shit.
Yeah, it was
We
pretty
left her
nasty.
there. She was not helpful at all. The first
I
day.
can't fucking breathe.
We
I'd
left
be a little
the
more
cells and
Obviously.
found ourselves outside.
And we left her there, by the way, in the cell to cry, because it's like, we couldn't talk to her. She just
Well,
sat
to be honest, we
She
would've
just
given us
cried
away.
through all our
I
talking.
mean, gives everyone a look.
It's not my
Right,
fault that you were a
so-
fucking bitch the first day.
You
weakling.
saw the fairy crying. She did not help with the combat, so you left her.
Yeah.
I would probably do the same if you weren't going to assist. So you get out, then what?
We split up.
And where do you go, Lassigan?
I, with the help of Zaire,
Ah, yeah.
retrieved Calcifer.
And
Who I
Calcifer
refused to
is
fight.
the owl bear hatchling.
Mhm.
Calcifer. Such a fitting name for such a spitfire animal.
I agree that. It was quite the fire getting him through.
But it wasn't just Calcifer. No, you rescued more, didn't you?
Yes.
You rescued all of the animals those fighters were supposed to fight for that evening. Saved a lot of lives, you did.
While also possibly killing others in the
Yes,
You
I'm
know-
sure a few were-
It's
may
a
have-
ripple. Now they can't eat those animals.
Alright, so Lassigum and Zaya saved some animals. What did Leuna and Brickle do?
I took him to meet my adopted mother, Amiria, and not die because she's got all these healing potions that I needed. And I fed the fucking goblin because I adopted him as a pet because he just follows. I didn't even know he was there at first. Like, I just was dying, bleeding out, like thinking that I was going to die on the way there. And I looked back and he's there, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I fed him because he's a good pet. Follows. He follows. He obviously knows who's leader.
Yeah. Like, you don't stay at the place you're escaping from.
They were trying to be stealthy, and I just walked out of there like a fucking boss.
Yeah,
Right.
they just followed.
Yeah.
He knows
Alright.
gangster. He knows gangster thief boss when he sees one.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Does that mean you did not discover the cellar?
I was fucking
Cellar?
dying.
The
Interesting.
cellar.
Interesting. Not now, Phalith. Not
Are you telling me
your
we have
story
to go
that's being
back?
woven.
Faith gives, she's gonna give Lucy a look. Kind of like,
Yeah,
What do you
quiet,
mean?
cry fairy.
I'm not.
Faith is gonna look for Sprinkles. You would solve if you lost a rat.
No.
Just,
Good. Couldn't we go back there because the fog took them over?
I mean, technically you're in the fog now, so you can go back there.
We can go check
Could
out
be
the
our
cellar.
Ooh.
Bless you.
Bless
Bless
you.
you.
Right, so... And after you fed your goblin and you healed and you got your owlbear with your tabaxi friend, what then?
Well, let me think. I think we were heading to a tavern and ended up meeting, going through this fucking circus freak thing that was in town. and I tried pickpocketing some lady, and she grabbed me because she obviously didn't know this. I didn't know how, and I told her that I was trying to grab her butt.
Oh,
She was intrigued by it, so plus on my end, you know.
and of this lady, what happened to her?
She told me my fortune, but I forgot it.
You forgot your fortune.
I thought she was like, I don't know. It was pretty cool and all and stuff, but so much has happened.
I see.
I
So
didn't
much
have
has
anything to
happened.
write it down. It was a lot. It was a long fortune. I'm going to be real.
It's understandable. All you need to know is cycles don't break, Leona.
Yeah, my fucking curse made that pretty clear, fucking bitch.
As did your fortune. She looks at Prickles. And what of you when you went to this circus thing, Leona calls?
Well, I also got a fortune from this lady we met there, like snakes in her hair. It was kind of wild.
Snakes in her hair. Please tell me more, lady.
Oh, I think we found one of the snake heads somewhere, and like later.
Her name
Prickles,
is Kiltu.
I must ask you, don't move in time. I only ask about this lady during the moments of the circus thing.
Oh, yeah. She had a weird ball.
Ah, ball. Fortune teller, ball. Maybe a fortune teller's ball?
I mean, probably. I don't know shit about shit.
Her snakes moved and they chitted-chatted with each other, and her name was Kiltu. She was very gorgeous. We had a threesome that later that day.
Kill two. The lizard folk Orgon. Interesting people you meet at an oddity show. I wonder who else you meet. Asigum, who did you meet?
I met Kill2. I met merfolk for the first time.
Mhm.
Hey,
Not
I
for
met
your first time. How was that experience like?
relaxed.
I was
Shockingly
fucking
relaxing.
I was fucking horrified, honestly. I met the same merfolk and it was fucking terrifying. And Goblin Boy was like, oh, they're sucking on my toes or some shit. He was like, there's people in here. And I was like, you got me fucked up. I can't see the bottom of that shit. Like, you get in and no, eerie as fuck. It was weird. I don't fuck with water. I can't see the bottom of it. I could swim perfectly fine, but I just have like problems with water that's mysterious and weird. They could have killed us. I don't know them. They're weird.
Nah.
They were sucking on something, probably stealing stuff. I don't trust nobody stealing stuff that I don't know nothing about.
They weren't stealing from us. They were just eating off of our
Nobody told me
These are
that.
ridiculous.
magic arcana.
Yeah,
They were
that
eating
has-
off our arcana.
They're basically stealing our arcana. That's good enough for me. Eating it, stealing it. That's like the same thing. You didn't think about that?
Did you
What?
try it?
Fuck did you?
Why would I try eating my own arcana in the water that it's like you'll probably can't even see the bottom of it? It's probably an illusion. Get in there
It
to
was
die. You're lucky
pretty
none of you guys
good.
fucking got murdered. I was not stepping in there.
Hold on. You guys went to a place full of merfolk eating arcana.
Yeah, it was
And-
good as shit.
Prickles?
Did
What
you
the
try
fuck?
some?
I did. It was good.
Interesting.
You
then-
all are fucking insane. Jesus fucking Christ, I'm
Yeah,
shocked.
I saw something at the
Goblin, what do you
bottom of the
expect?
pool. It was also pretty wild, and I think there were like statues that was singing later, but I think I might be tripping.
Ah, that's the singing statues. You must mean. Oh, the merfolk and singing statues. The
Yeah.
Temple of the Mermaids! I did not know that they were traveling the circus thing. Temple of the Mermaids. They are a civilization of people who, long ago, there was lore claiming that they looked like a mixture of people and fish, and they got the name of mermaids. Though lore gets mermaids mixed up all the time, and as lore continues, their lore ended up getting mixed with lore of those of the siren variety and the harpies, and you get singing beautiful mermaids.
Probably murderers, like sirens.
Merfolk are actually very gentle, unlike the sea elves.
Sea elves? I'm not fucking with no water anymore, man. This is some bullshit.
Don't say that, Tolls.
Fall day of your life. I hit that water and it just the goop
You
fell off
fucking
the
needed
wave.
that water.
I feel sorry for the
That
water.
water was a new shade of green, sweetheart. It was
Ew.
lovely.
Great.
You're
Yes.
fucking disgusting.
You're so
Listen.
gross.
Lucy, could you summon like a shot of alcohol, please?
I
Or
wish it was high.
something?
But
Because
fear not.
holy shit, what?
Fear not. They was
I
eating it
am-
all. They had spoons and forks and little napkins around their necks. They was fine dining on my 5-star body.
You're disgusting. 5-star, more like a -12. Fucking dirty.
Thank you.
They were probably gagging afterwards and just eating you looking generous because they were fucking starved.
On
I
the
have a
contrary
question.
of our
Oh,
tabaxi
right, I'm
friend,
like from
they
you,
were
you
actually
see?
having a feast.
Yeah, feast of disgustingness. They probably have no taste buds. That's why they're like, oh, look at this filthy fuck.
Well, we know someone who needs their palate cleansed with that kind of language worse than a sailor.
Fuck you, bud.
Zarya,
Nobody
shut
fucking
If
asked
I-
you, dirty
Yes.
cat.
If I may interject, what happened after the oddity show?
I left.
You got your fortunes, you met merfolk. What next? Where did you go? Who did you see?
We went
Who
to
did you fuck?
a tavern and got to a bar fight because stupid bitch that got me turned in and stuff was there. I started whooping their ass and I fucking
So
jumped
much
on her.
fun.
And then Prickles jumped in because this stupid bitch fucking smacked me upside my goddamn head. She's like, I didn't take my fucking
Oh,
gloves
don't-
off and
hold on.
suck her face.
Don't forget, you also died and I brought you back.
I didn't die, I was just crippling.
Oh, crippling. Crippling, you
look like
say?
a bloody sack of potatoes. You
I
looked worse
didn't
than
die.
me.
Listen,
You
Oh,
and
you didn't die, huh? If I didn't jump in the minute I did, you would not be here right now. You would not be standing here. You would not be sitting here.
I was like 2 tap.
Cool tap.
Okay.
And you would have
It's
fell
only
over.
So, this is where you meet Phalith. Phalith, what were you doing while they were at the oddity show?
Probably crying.
Yeah, probably crying like a bitch.
Can you all shut the fuck up, please? Thank you.
So
No, it's
judgmental.
pretty much getting out of the prison and just getting all my stuff, gathering the things that they left behind, and just getting the fuck out of there. Pretty
Oh.
much.
And the
Because I was gonna go inside and look inside there just to see what was around. But then guards came and pretty much I had to bolt. Regrettably enough.
I see. So, you cry, you gather, you bolt.
Mm-hmm. And then found a familiar scent and I followed it.
A familiar scent.
probably that stinky cat.
Sataro?
Yes.
Sataro in Duradrar.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. The son of Asmodeus, an incubus himself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I should not jump. I apologize. Where were we? Right.
Starfight.
Leona was beating up the princess of Carnora.
I
Continue.
helped.
Prickles helped me crush that stupid fucking bitch to the ground, and then fucknuts dirty cat over here fucking beheaded that slut when I just wanted to knock her out and steal her shit again and fucking curb stomp her a little bit, and he fucking killed her, and I was like, damn. And then I had to bribe the whole fucking tavern into, like, I don't know, but there was a fucking whole ass thing, there was blood everywhere, and he was like trying to scoop up blood into a fucking bottle like a fucking weird vampire fuck. It was disturbing, acting like nobody saw that shit.
I had to save you. You was getting your ass kicked so bad. I had to save you in a sweeping throw.
Me and Prickles were handling it just fine.
You killed a princess. You
Yeah.
killed a
We
princess.
had it under
I didn't know she was a
control.
fucking princess. It's not my fault that raggedy bitch was in the wrong fucking poor people tavern that she was in. She should fucking hang around better people. And she should have not taken up the fucking table that I wanted. She should have left as soon as I
Yeah.
went over there and told that bitch to skedaddle like everybody else at their table who knew their fucking
Leona.
place.
Hey, Leona, you do realize that if we now go to... Wait, what was Carmantha, right?
Mhm.
If we go to Carmantha, and they put 2 and 2 together, you do know that you, Prickles, and Zaya will be the first ones to go to prison, right?
They did not put shit together. I paid that whole fucking tavern and I didn't even kill that bitch.
Leona,
And she's fucking speciesist, okay? She got no proof that I even robbed her the first
Leona.
time.
it
But
doesn't
we all know that
matter.
you did.
Yes!
This is an
We-
honesty table. Remember, darling, you will not remember anything when you turn back to your body. This table is honesty. Because if you won't be honest, I will.
She
You don't
didn't
want her to be
know.
honest.
She didn't know that I fucking robbed her. She's a fucking speciesist, and
It doesn't matter if she knew you did it robbed her or not. You killed someone.
I didn't
of
kill anybody.
Very high political importance. All 3 of you had an effect in that.
I
do
participated
you
in
not-
beating her up. I don't
You
consider that
participated in killing her.
participating in murder when it wasn't even my plan in the beginning. Ratface over here fucking killed that bitch.
Right.
And then
should actually
probably
be
did
outside.
something with her body because I didn't see it the next morning when we left.
I will say her body was beautiful, but it was all out of blood.
You all, Jesus, fucking hell! Someone give me a shot. Bella's gonna pinch her brow bone, and then just look to everybody.
Why don't you just summon Sataru? I'm sure he'd bring you a bottle of fine mead.
I'm not summoning him, and you don't summon him either.
I'm not
Okay.
summoning him.
Can't summon him anyway.
Good, because he's not yours to summon, dirty.
I can summon Susk. You
I've known him for 8
fucking
years.
Yeah, the fucking guy who fucking licked your dirty ass fur, you disgusting. Keep your fucking dirty man.
I'm sorry, but I must ask if we stay on topic. Now, you kill a princess.
Rat boy killed the princess.
Alright, Rat Boy killed the princess.
rat boy. I'm more sophisticated than that.
Hey, we met the pretty
You
intelligent
sit
rat.
around a table. You eat, joined by Kiltu and a devil spawn, son of Asmodeus Sataro. Interesting choice. Getting introduced to the group by one member and choosing to stay with another. Funny. Funny how fate works. But let's not jump forward. What happens at this table?
I got pretty
Oh.
fucking shit-faced.
I'm sorry. Prickles also finds his rat. I can't forget about that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mm.
It wasn't even the same rat, it was a different color.
It was a different color. It was also
It had
not a
red.
rat, not a druid. But interesting.
Hey, you know, Kyoto was my first date, and you lovely women decided to sweep her off her feet away from me. Quite dastardly of you.
You fucked the
Toxic
fucking
gum
devil.
and killed. That was a pair I didn't expect to see, especially when Leona joined.
I was shit-faced.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, you definitely was.
I know
Common
I
trait
had
for
lots of fucking drinks that night and it was amazing. I paid the whole fucking tab for us and you're goddamn welcome. I got us all that amazing food. I do shit-faced. God.
You better tell me that.
You know what?
Wishing I
It
would have
wasn't
brought more
even
out.
my fault. I had a great time. We had a stressful day and we didn't die. Okay? I almost died that day. I deserved 7 pints of whatever the fuck I drank. Elvish liquor. I don't care. It was amazing.
Dwarvish, I believe.
Dwarvish. It was great. And I had amazing
Fine for her
time.
taste buds.
Drunk stuff.
Strong stuff indeed. And Lassigam, since we won't be remembering this, I want to apologize for not controlling myself and draining you. I knew better, and I guess because I had touched Kiltu, for some reason I thought my curse was no longer in effect. I'm not sure what made me so relaxed that I drained you like I didn't even mean to. It was a great moment I shared with you, and I had a great time, and I just want to apologize for that, but I don't have the courage to say anything to you in real life. I'm afraid it will affect us. Even though it seems like we don't have a great bond anymore anyways, I just wanted to apologize since we won't remember anything.
Sounds like someone grinded off more than she should have.
Do you
Zaya.
want to get your ass beat? I'll fucking climb over to the table right now and stomp your shit, fucking dying rat!
I
I thank you for your honesty.
Yes, I would like to hear from Lussigam.
She's gonna look visibly like it's gonna be a look of surprise, like just being honest, and then a look of relief because now I know what the fuck happened. You know. Thank you for your honesty. And since we're going off the fact that we're not gonna remember this, I don't appreciate surprises given my curse.
It was a surprise for me. I was 7 pints in. I barely remember leading us to the room, but I remember having a great time, but too much fun. And I knew that I had fucked up by the time I woke up because of how great I felt and everything clicked. But I did not know how to approach you with that. I shouldn't have done anything. But I was intoxicated to the point of no return.
I think easy agreements will be better suited for that. Not never return, because if you were blackout, you wouldn't remember a single thing.
That's not true because when I get blacked out drunk, I do remember bits and pieces.
I
Shit!
appreciate
I wake up in people's houses!
I appreciate the honesty.
Leona's doing the best she can for who she is.
Yeah, and yeah, that's right.
That was very honorable for her to open up like. Me and Lucy is like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you for sharing with me, but we aren't gonna remember this.
I don't have the courage to tell you if you will remember. We're not on good terms. And I've never had friends. I've never been acquaintance with anybody. My life has not been around great people. This is new for me. I can't bring myself to tell you things that feel like I might be abandoned again. If we're going to be real, you're not going to remember this. I have a fear of I have a fear of being abandoned again. And she's like not making eye contact.
Ugh. Her hands are gloved, right?
Yeah, her hands are gloves. She stays
Ah,
closed
She's
Yummy
up.
gonna reach
Stop.
over. She's gonna reach over across the table and grab her hand.
Y'all making me feel feelings.
You're not going to remember this. But as long as you stay true to yourself, I have no reason to abandon you. Minus the surprises. For everyone's safety.
I'll try to remember that, even if I don't. It'll stick with me in my heart.
Oh, women, I swear.
I'll fucking club in your
Phelan's
ass.
gonna
If you
give
think
Zaire a look.
I'm
Leona,
just
do you
gonna
want
look
a
back and
dagger?
look at you guys. I don't give a shit.
can I pick up my chair and throw it?
No, unfortunately. But
I'm gonna look at Lucy
he
and
does feel a sting of as if an invisible whip hit him, as if putting him back into place.
Oh.
We are respectful at the table of Leviathan.
will Lucy remember this?
Lucy will remember this.
I'm asking this in character, like I'm looking at her. And
Oh,
will
I thought you were
Lucy
asking me.
remember this?
Of course, if my goddess permits. And I don't see her denying this information.
I'd be shocked if she did, if I'm being honest.
As would I.
And being a follower of Loviatar, and I look at Phalith, will you remember this?
I don't think so, no. Lucy knows more than me. She's the one who really raised me, pretty much.
You
And
better
if
not
anything-
remember
Just-
anything.
She's just recently gotten back into our maiden's graces. It'll take time for her to be back into her arms as well.
You're
I'll
a
work
fuck
for
up.
it.
Damn.
Anyways,
So to speak.
You told me to be
She
respectful.
is a big sister.
you owe me a drink, and she's gonna point to Lucy after she said, "You owe me a drink."
And you owe me 5.
Fine.
Hmm. So, you all spend a night together. Well, not all. Prickles goes off alone with his rat. Interesting choice. Not
Didn't
taking somebody for the evening, not joining your compadres. Those who are with the devil, Phalith and Zaire. Cheeky. And those who's with Kiltu, Leuna and Lassigam. So, Prickles, why didn't you want to join?
I didn't want to have my rat see anything weird. I thought he was kinda innocent. I didn't know.
Mavis. That's right. You did not know that your rat is Mavis. Oh, I wish you could remember this. Mavis is delectable. If I didn't respect him so, I would hate him. What he did to Leviathan during her... He put things in peace like I've never seen a druid. Not quite druid. Interesting he is. I hope you find out more about him.
I'm pretty fucking nosy.
Of course. I have a deep interest in all of you. As you should have a deep interest in each other. Do you not wonder, when you woke up that next day, do you not remember when you all went on that trip to Lassigam's father's house? Do you remember that day when you entered the fog and your curses came to life?
I remember Rossigam being in pretty big distress when she saw that her father's house was fucked up.
Tell me about that.
Well, she could tell you about that if she wants.
Lussi gum.
My father is missing.
Your
And
father
all I
is
have left is his scale and the black feather.
Not
a
anymore.
black feather. It's so unfortunate that you won't. Black feathers like that. That shape, that archonic divinity. Asimars were once beautiful children of gods and mortals. It's unfortunate that this one's mother is darker than my goddess.
And that goddess being?
The Raven Queen. The goddess of death.
Just write it down. So are you saying that the goddess of death is connected to my father's disappearance?
The goddess of death is connected to one of you. And you are connected to each other because of your curses. And you all have weaknesses. And you're all missing someone important.
If we're not going to remember this, why are you hiding shit?
I have to. Gods are very secretive.
And since we're not going to remember, do you know who she's connected to?
Who?
The goddess of death.
Your paladin.
You dirty fucker!
You fuck.
Hold on.
You traveling with a death bitch?
You are.
I never trusted him.
Some
We
saint
barely
paladin
know
he is,
him.
goddess of death. Someone dribbled in the black.
He's too tall.
You look over at Leonidas. You look over to him and you see that he looks to be covered in black raven feathers. Completely. You can't see any sign of the metal of his armor or the paleness of his flesh. Head to toe, just sitting completely still. It seems she does not want the paladin to know. Interesting.
That's
This was
suspicious.
planned, by the way.
That's weird.
Violet's gonna narrow her eyes at Leonidas and just sort of like study him almost.
So, back to the house. You find a scale. But it wasn't just a scale. It wasn't just a dragonborn scale. No. We can be honest at this table. It was a dragon's scale. Dragons who are thought to be dead, deceased, extinct. You know better. Little dragonborn, you know that your species has a closer connection to dragons than most think. That the dragons never went extinct. They changed shape. They got smarter. They changed race. They became dragonborn. Shifters.
I'm visibly tense.
Violet's gonna look over to Lussi. So, what's you gotta say then?
I look around at everyone. Just going off the safety that we will not remember this conversation. I am a shapeshifter.
You're a dragon?
You have wings?
Can you fly?
If she has wings, I'm good. I'm sorry,
You could fly this whole time and we've been walking?
You
Can I
have
sit on
wings?
you
Can you
while
fly?
I'm cracking up because this reaction, you know?
We could have turned that 1 week walk into a day flight.
You've been
Yeah,
making us walk this whole time. You're
I
like
can't
fucking.
just simply shape freely in a place where it's a secret.
The worst that could happen.
I don't know you people.
Yeah?
We just met. I can't
Don't
just
know. You've known
reveal
us
all
for
my
a month.
secrets now, can I? And I
can't
look
fight
to
a
Luna.
dragon.
I can't just reveal all my secrets now, can I?
I'm sorry, that was
I look at Luna and then I look at the whole table. Can I?
No, we can't.
So you cannot blame
But
me
you,
for not sharing such a big piece of info.
I can.
I can as well. I want to
You
get
had
places.
to, you had to
That's
care
what you do.
15 people from us for like a minute, bro. Like, you've been hiding your curse that you need to kill people and been bugging it off.
It's more now.
You're a
Yeah,
stupid
plenty.
fucking bitch. Like, you're just bodying it up. Like, what do we have to do? Burn the fucking orphanage now? Like, Jesus Christ, you want me to fucking
I'm fine
torch a
with that.
tavern? Shut
can
up.
burn them all
Please,
right out.
please burn the orphanage. I would love what you guys do when you fight Newt.
Look at what
Gladly.
you
I'll
did. You've
burn
got
it.
this
why not?
bitch's
Why not?
entertainment going on. It was
Got this bitch
sarcasm.
entertained.
It was sarcasm, lady. We're not torching a fucking orphanage.
I will. I'll do it with my new boyfriend.
Kinda like that.
You're a fucking
be lovely.
sociopath, you fucking rat goblin fucker.
Phalith,
Yes.
Listen, when you have a curse like me, you can't help
since the
it.
last time we've spoken in Gruck's basement, have you made any progress on your body count?
Listen,
Can you shut the fuck up? Before I was knocked out, yes, I was. Turns out I don't have to directly kill, more so absorb. And then after that long rest, it reset to 5.
So
Yes,
you
I
have to
did.
kill 5 people every time. Absorb people.
I have
5
to-
people every time.
Yes, pretty much every time I take a proper rest. 5 people.
Go into details, Phalith. What's
But I remember.
absorbing?
So
What is more valuable than any currency that any devil would want? What are you
Oh.
absorbing, Phalith?
So,
This fucking
Soul.
bitch.
She is trading soul with the goddess of the dead to stay alive.
a soul for souls.
5.
5
For one.
souls for a fairy soul.
Jeez, it takes a lot to live your life, doesn't it?
Yeah, I see
Well,
why she's so
trade.
expensive now.
And you're a bad prostitute? Like, I don't understand why you're in this line of business. Why not be a
I'm
bad
so-
doctor?
I'm
And
so
you
touchy to
try.
myself trying to stay in character for the person, but it's
Honestly,
making
you
my
live in
sensory
a
weird.
Hey, Leon, a question for you.
What is your question?
If you lived my life, how do you think you'd be?
Obviously,
What
living
was your
smarter
life?
than you.
Right.
We
One
grew
cannot
different.
really think about what's painful about somebody's life if they have experienced it. It's hard to go, well, if you're in my shoes. So
Uh,
talk about it.
Repeat
Talk
that
about-
you cut out.
Oh, sorry. I'm just gonna move you real close.
Oh, sorry, I was in character too.
You're cutting out.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, where was I?
Just start from the beginning so I can like cut it all out. Cause it was like in the middle.
You
About
were
being in
talking
somebody's
about-
shoes.
Right, okay, go ahead. We'll pause. Now, Phalith, that's not fair. You cannot compare your life to somebody else's or ask them to wear your shoes if they do not know what you traverse through. They do not know what kind of shoes you wear. You don't even know the size of your foot. They don't know about you. So your anger at the world, your anger at death, your strive to stay alive, to these people, not until they know of the wood elves.
We don't talk about those, we agree to that.
This is the table of honesty. Bear your pain in front of Loviatar.
Bailiff, she's gonna close her eyes and take a deep breath. She's gonna look up.
Trigger warning.
Oh, big trigger warning.
Trigger warning abuse.
Big, very big trigger warning.
Trigger warning hurt children.
Yes.
Just list off
Bailiff.
all the trigger warnings.
Child sexual abuse. Trigger warning. Not going into details though, but trigger warning.
Very big one. Phalith, she's gonna look around to Leon. Her eyes are gonna linger on her for a moment before looking around everyone else.
Why me?
I came to this
close to
world.
you.
I came to this world when I was 8. Sister was 4. Wrong place, wrong time, the realm doors closed. I spent 2 days looking in the rubble afterwards for her body. I didn't find it. It was bittersweet. That told me she was alive, but she wasn't here. So, I start walking, trying to find her. I have no idea where I am, no idea where I'm going. I run into a band of wood elves. They get a little too close for someone's safety and likings. And let's just say after that, Leviathan found me and took me in. And Lucy has been my sister ever since. And every day, I still think of Tourmaline. And I
The
hope and pray that
pain
she's
Leviathan
alive.
felt. Yeah. Pain Leviathan felt from that day. There was no other child she would ever call to be her cleric. She sent me to find Thalith, the child whose pain could wipe out stars. So I took her to my temple, and I created a failure. A failed cleric whose god turned away from her, and I had to grovel to get her to look back. You will not fail again, Phalith. I did not rescue that pain child who promised to walk in the light of Leviathan for nothing. It is a table of honesty, so I'll be honest with you. You were supposed to be my prized creation. I've never felt such pity for any of Leviathan's worshippers as I feel for you. Your pain is sad. Sad like a Shah warrior. Like a Shah worshipper. Not of a Leviathan cleric whose pain should be worshipped. To be sought after. It's a shame that you went through all that pain and you're scared of more. And you go through all that pain and threaten it on Leuna. You'd wish that pain on your companion.
I
Devious.
wish it to nobody.
And yet you did.
You brought a child into a world of more pain after going through something so horrible
She
and expect
not.
them to want.
I saved her from death.
If Leviathan did not step in, if Lucy did not step in, I would be dead.
Or worse.
I don't know where I would be without them both.
You can't
They
call
saved me. She has been more of a sister to me than anyone has. Before Sataro, it was her.
And after Sotaro, it'll be me.
Yes.
You can't dwell on the past. You went through something tragic and were rescued. But if you no longer want to feel pain every day of your life, That is okay. You can't call her a failure because you're upset. She's tired of pain. She's scared of pain if she is. Because pain is not something everybody craves for. It's not always in everybody's nature to want that. And you can't call her a failure for being traumatized at a young age and feeling the need to compensate for being rescued. Because that's what it sounds like, regardless of how any of you put it. And she
You're
says it with
correct.
like venom spitting.
Yeah, Lucy's taking it in. You're correct. I'm flawed. I've been alive for way too long that thinking of mortal lives as more than just Leviathar's thing. Maybe, since I can remember, you're right. Phalith does deserve, I suppose, to be treated better. I've given her an option the last I've spoken to her. For her not to receive the pain. But if she wants to continue with Leviatar, she can give the pain. We can take it in worship through your combats. But you're right, Leona. Older sister to older sister, you're correct. I'm not a very good big sister. I'll do better. Phalith, I'm sorry. You're not pitiful. Even if I have to save you every now and then.
Caleb is gonna look over to Lucy. She's gonna quickly blink the tears away, and she's just gonna reach out to hold her hand
She takes her hand.
and kind of give her a look that says, "I know."
Nothing for me. I literally stuck my neck out. Like, what?
No, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I know, and I get nothing. Just sister moment while I'm over here spitting venom. Because
She's
I'm an
over
older
here-
sibling.
Lucy's over here like, I need to look up to you, Leona. I apologize. That was Lucy going, you're right. As a mortal, you're correct. You put me in my place, and I respect you for that. And then she was like, sister moment. So she gained shit from Lucy. I said, I don't know what she gained from Phalith, but she gained shit from Lucy.
Hey, Caleb just doesn't want to lose someone she sees as a sister, okay? He just doesn't want to lose someone she sees as a sister.
So, moving from a sad topic, you enter the fog. Dragonborns are running away. Some are dying. But not you. Each and every one of you had a very interesting visitor. I want to hear about it. I want to hear about Lassigum's visitor. I heard that one was special. You guys bonded the best. Tell me about him.
There's not much to tell. Besides meeting a man who's been through grief, not knowing how to control it, when all you can do is fight your way through it, and being someone who's grown up in the ring. I think that's where our connection came from.
The connection of grief. No control. Having to constantly, daily satiate the beast, calm it, force it into slumber. But you're meeting him. It wasn't just slumber. No. The way you met him on his porch, house on fire, you're on your father's porch, ruined, as if it's current. He was whittling something, wasn't he?
Yes.
Funny thing about wood whittling, it takes a lot of practice, takes a lot of patience, takes a lot of skill. You cut too deep, knife gets stuck. You don't cut deep enough, knife slips and you cut yourself. That's like how it is with the beast, isn't it? Constant battle of patience and ever whittling. Cut too deep, knife gets stuck. Not deep enough, it bites. Is that what you learned from him when he talked to you about the beast? When he told you how he killed his family? And oh, so much words.
Yes. As much as I hate to say, some things we can't control, even if we would like to. All we can do is learn how to guide the knife.
Think of the beast, though. What does it feel? What does it think? Every time the beast has occurred, though you force it down, let's remember your first experience was when you were attacked by the cult. The cult who was trying to take you back after your parents found you and took you from them. You were attacked by this cult. And the beast awoken. It got a little too hungry. There were some innocents that were expendable. But the cult, the fear, it was dealt with. The next time was your first time in an academy. Your first time somebody larger than you. You were small. But when the beast came, unfortunately there was casualty. There always is. He's so hungry. The fear, the threat, it was gone. You wonder, has it been protecting you all this time? Has it been warning you every time it starts to stir? What do you think of the beast, aside from the beast? Do you picture it as the man whittled? Or do you picture it blue and deformed and moving fast through the tree, chasing you as you hold a crying child? What is the beast? Are you the beast? Your curse is interesting.
You killed the
Your
cult?
curse has layers. Your curse is more than a person. It almost seems like it's not for you. Why is your beast deformed when the man who whittled wasn't? Why does his look like an actual animal with fur and yours is decrepit and broken with jagged bones sticking out? Interesting. I should keep my eye on you. I want to see what you discover about your beast. Layuna, your curse. You were too comfortable with yours. Tell me about it. I'm getting creepy. I turned on my camera and I saw myself.
You're good. You're good.
What do you want to know about my my curse?
What do you want to share that your friends don't know?
She's kind of a fucking bitch. She does her own thing when I let her out, like when she grabbed Lussi.
You're jumping ahead.
We got into an argument, and I found out that our curses are just repetitive cycles. The bitch who was first the curse was, I believe she said she was also a druid. And she's a fucking smartass for one.
A druid who drained. That's interesting.
Yeah, she obviously wasn't good at her job because my curse can make me immortal, and she's fucking. I don't know. She loved it, she said, but obviously not enough to be dead.
It's a little confusing, though, Leona. We're at a table of truths, I will be honest with you. I find it a little confusing. A druid, you say, whose curse drains the life essence of others, and she herself was in, I hate to say it, robes were drab, even for a necromancer, so I have to wonder, why did she tell you she was a druid?
You said she was in the robes of a necromancer?
I did.
Probably to try and connect better.
Are you telling my curse lied to me?
I'm not saying she lied. I'm saying the curses have something they need to fulfill. They are on a cycle. They will do anything to complete it. Even pretending to be a druid. It's weird, though, that your curse is from a necromancer. And Lussi gums. Oh, it's so interesting that you two paired together. A druid orc and a monk dragonborn. It couldn't be funnier.
How is it funny in the first place?
Well, your curses are switched.
Oh wow, that's crazy. You want to touch people and kill them?
No, you don't understand. Your curses are switched. She's a dragonborn. She never has to use her curse. Ever. She doesn't age like you, darling. She never has to. You and the beast. Beasts are supposed to have fur. Beasts are animals. It's so strange that you both wound up in the same cell and is traveling together. There's more to you both, and you're connected. I thought I just had to keep an eye on Lothicam, but it's both of you. Interesting. You and your curse argued. What did you argue about?
We got into a fight about... Well, I didn't want to be in the fucking fog. I didn't want to
Who
be...
would?
It fucking sucks. You can't see shit. I lost my fucking gas mask. And,
I have something for you. And she reaches down. She has a little pouch on her side. And it looks almost as if it's a little stamp book and a little stamp. And she opens it to get like the ink. And she stamps the symbol of Asmodeus on your arm. And it sinks into your skin like a tattoo.
I'm like looking at it and I'm like... Bro, did you fuck up one of my tattoos?
Of course not. look, I made sure to put it in the area. There was a space. There was space.
I'm like unraveling
you
my
look
clothes. I'm like,
look at it. I promise. I promise. If you look at it, it looks like it goes with tattoos.
you are
If there's anything
super
that
close
Lucy
to this
knows-
tattoo, and this tattoo was fucking expensive. I had to kill the guy afterwards because he tried
Leona.
charging me 500
Leona.
gold.
I would
Leona,
never
if
do
there's
anything
any-
to harm your tattoo.
If there's anything Lucy respects, it's tattoos. Trust me.
She's tatted up.
Alright, trust me.
What?
If there's anything she respects, she's tattooed.
What
she has
is
tattoos.
this?
It's the tattoos.
What is this?
It is the symbol of Asmodeus.
What is it for? What is this?
It lets you traverse through the fog. It makes the fog think you're an Asmodeus follower.
I don't worship Asmodeus.
I know. Most of the people who are Asmodeus followers. But it's how you live in the fog.
You gave me Asmodeus tattoo.
It's not an Asmodeus tattoo. The official Asmodeus tattoo, you have to go to the volcano. But that's spoilers. Here, this little stamp of approval, think of it as Loviatar saying thank you for making sure Phalith didn't stay in this prison cell.
I mean, I didn't do it, but you're welcome.
Thank you. You also made sure she didn't die. You brought her back to Grux. Sorry, spoilers. But I do appreciate it. Thank you.
She's like clicking things together. Cause she did me Asmodeus. And we're gonna get to that. She's like, she keeps bitching at us not to skip, so I'm waiting.
Yeah. Right. So.
She's like wrapping her shit back up.
Yeah. You and your curse. It's interesting. Tell me about it.
Oh, we get along fine.
Do you?
No.
What was the meeting like? Meeting him. His illusion. What are they like?
A little off-putting.
They are. Every time you go through them the very first time and you get his little puzzles wrong. He's so boring with that.
Yeah.
But then again, those who worship gods are.
I mean, there's a lot of thinking, a little bit too much. Could have gotten to the point.
Of course. Well, what did you discover?
I discovered a lot.
Yes.
I'm looking at my notes. I'm super fucking tired.
I know, it's okay. So he's teleporting you back. Back. Why did I say it like that?
I don't know.
He's teleporting you back. You're getting his puzzles wrong. His puzzles being the right question. The right question of who is he? The question that took you way too long to get. But it's okay, you are the smartest goblin.
Yeah. Right. A genius even gets it wrong.
Right. Even a genius gets it wrong. And even a genius misses the fact that he slaughtered his entire family and his family's family. Generations. You miss it. But that's okay. Because even geniuses get it wrong. Am I being too mean? I'm so in character.
No,
I'm so sorry.
No?
I'm trying not to laugh because it's
Leuna's like just staring at her tattoo, at her like stamp. She's like, weird.
Do you want to know what it looks like? I can send it to you. Actually,
Yeah.
well, I like the Asmodeus tattoo.
I'm eyeing Prickles. I'm like, he murdered his whole family?
Caleb is just looking around at the table at everybody, like, just sort of like,
Prickles couldn't
Prickles
have
was
murdered
like-
his family. We're gonna meet his family, I thought.
Prickles is
Is
like
that what you said? Prickles
sliding
murdered
like
his
on his chair, like downwards, like hiding a little bit.
Who murdered a generation?
His curse.
His curse
Oh,
did.
curse. I thought Prickles murdered. Okay.
No, his curse murdered generation after generation. Like so many of his own generational kids. Okay, so it's going in game chat. Here is what it looks like. I personally think it's really cool.
That looks sick.
that's badass. William, you're gonna be mad at that tattoo? Dude, that's a badass tattoo.
You said I'm gonna be mad at it? I thought it fucked up my other tattoos. Listen.
But it's badass.
No, she
dude.
would not. She would not fuck up your tattoo or anything like that.
Nobody said I was mad at it.
Yeah, but like I think this is cool.
She was worried
Definitely.
about her other tattoos.
Yeah. Right, so you get teleported over and over and over again. There's a den. There's a shadowy figure in the doorway. There's bodies.
So many bodies.
And there's blood on the floor. And then you get the question wrong. And then there's a den. There's a shadowy figure. There's bodies. There's blood on the floor. And then you get the question wrong. It's strange how when you got the question right, he only showed you yourself before leaving. And it's also strange that on that lake of blood, it wasn't your curse that caused your fears. It was yourself. Interesting to have a curse that makes you afraid of yourself. A curse that will drive you on feeding yourself. Carnal to be hungry. It's strange, really. The need for supplement, the need for nourishment, food. And yours just so happens to be blood. Blood of anybody that you can get it from. Friends, family, generations, companions, lovers, rats, yourself. Strange. All that from... Who are you? Who are you, Prickles?
I'm Prickles.
Is that all? Just Prickles? Not Prickles the mighty pirate of Advalor, or Prickles the grandson of a duchess who just so happens to be a goblin. But Prickles is the smartest goblin, correct? He's a genius, and yet your mother is brilliant, and your father brought you back to nobility. But Prickles, a goblin, the evil they think about is that, but not Prickles' family. Prickles' family who comes from goblin nobility in Advalor. Prickles' family who has title in Advalor, who is treated not like goblins, not like ogres, but as equals to dwarves. Prickles the genius.
Stop shitting on my
Interesting.
pet.
He's not.
She's calling him
But he isn't,
sarcastic.
isn't he, Leona?
genius.
Is he a pet? Somebody who's conscious, who can think, who can love, who can reproduce, who can marry, who can be a father.
Pets can
It's
do that.
interesting what you think a pet is, right? You think a pet is something that you have to take care of. They cannot take care of themselves. You have to take care of them. You are their food, their shelter, their nourishment. You are their protection. But are you Prickles'? Yes, you saved him from death. Prickles must be so thankful. But are you his owner? Do you own Prickles?
I never
Would
claimed.
you honestly say to yourself and Prickles, looking at him, a person with feeling, that you own him? Does your consciousness allow you to own another, even if he's a goblin? We won't remember this conversation later now. I ask you, be honest. Do you care that you own another?
Even after he's proven himself more than capable to survive on his own.
After he's risked himself to help you, save you, even. You saved him, you saved you. And yet, you saved him, his pet. I'm curious about your relationship. One would look at you, not hearing how you speak of him, and think, close friends. Maybe even closer than that. Maybe even trusted partners. Whether the partners are in crime, which for you two it always is, or whether it's partners just as friends, just as people who see each other as equal. And yet, everybody you talk to, here's my pet Prickles. Their reaction is, he cannot speak for himself. He is a pet. He is nothing but a lowly, stupid goblin who can be owned by another. Not Prickles, McJaw Crusher of the McJaw Crusher family, a noble house in Advil. Did you know that? Did you know that he is a nobleman's son? Did you know that he was in a great adventure with a love? He was in love when he was a pirate. Did you know that? Do you know him, your pet? Do you know his breed? His pedigree? Is he a pureblood? What do you know of your pet, Leona? That you own. And Prickles, the pet. What's it like to be owned? You tried so hard to get away from your family, to get out of their grasp. And yet, you're owned again. Interesting.
Leona's like foaming at the mouth with like so much anger right now.
Prickles isn't sure if he is being an idiot or if he is smart, because he's been hearing that he's not smart and then that he is smart. So he's confused.
I may call Prickles my pet, but I do not think of him as somebody who cannot think for himself or not take care of himself. Lassigam owns an owlbear as her companion, who is an animal and yet also somebody she treats as a pet, keeping it in her satchels. But that owlbear can take care of itself, can hunt its own food, can clean its own fur. Prickles can provide his own food, can take care of himself, can clean himself. Prickles can think for himself, respond for himself. He doesn't need me. I go out of my way to care and feed for him because I care for him so much. I do not know these things that you speak of, but I haven't known him long. But I know that regardless of what I call him, if anyone, any of you, were to speak down to him, I will gut you like a fucking fish, like you are nothing.
Right. So, friend. I'm glad that I saw it correctly then. I hope your friendship continues to grow. I'm sorry for pushing you, Leona. But we must be honest with each other about our feelings for each other at the table of truth. I will push any and all buttons to make sure all feelings are laid out. I apologize. Prickles, you are very... Even if you were kicked out of school and your parents were unable to homeschool you, you were very smart. Because you were not book smart. You became street smart. And nothing matters more to Leona than street smarts. Your friendship, I hope, blossoms into something amazing. I only hope, Leona, that the next time you hear somebody talk down to your Prickles in treating him like an actual pet, you remember that you said you would gut them. Because if you don't, I'll remind you. Because that friendship is beautiful. And I would love nothing more than to watch you slaughter for it. In Loviatar's name, of course, if you wish. You don't have to come to the temple. You can just visit.
You're a sussy.
I told you she would sneak it in there.
Mm-hmm. Lucy.
Prickle's not
Fitz
saying
scratched her head
anything.
slightly.
with the gutting, but I never saw Prickles as a pet,
He never
and I
was.
too would second standing up for his name.
I will remind you too, Lussi. Even if you want guts.
We have to honor
Yeah.
those, honor our combat brothers.
Yeah, she's over here like, damn you fucking monk and your lawful nature. She's like, I can't make you gut people, so I guess it's fine.
Your lawful nature.
You dumb little lawful guy.
Prickles was never a pet.
I was just in it for the food in the beginning. Then there was
I agree.
violence, and
No,
that's
because me
pretty
too.
sweet.
No, because me
I
too.
wasn't
If
done.
somebody just walked up to me, you can sit on my shoulders and I will feed you out of my pocket. Yeah.
And that's
I
what I
wasn't done
do.
yet.
Bullet
feed
for
me
this
pancakes?
goblin, okay? I took a little
Guys.
bullet for this goblin.
Ah.
Alright? We
Yes.
brothers in arms now. It's too late.
Oh my
I'm
god, I
like-
just noticed the cat. Oh, let me see the
Yeah.
baby real quick. I just saw the cat blue.
Oh, she left.
Oh no! Anyways,
She's up here
guys,
for a
I
fat
wasn't
minute.
done.
She was.
Guys, I wasn't done. I was in the middle of talking.
Oh, my bad. Continue.
It's okay. Prickles was never a pet. I could never understand why you called him a pet. I still can't. Why did you start calling him a pet when he's not? He's proven that multiple times. He's always been someone who's shown to have smarts, even if it wasn't obvious.
Yeah, great Persepi.
I do not consider pets to be dumb or of non-intellectual beings. Pets
Then why'd
are
you always call them
someone
pet?
of faithful companionship, but having taken care of him and him following me as I go and me feeding him and paying for his tab, he picked up the nickname of being a pet. Not that I so much as I cannot lie. I will say that in the beginning I did look down on you. On a few of you as lower.
All of
But
us.
you can't blame me. How I
You are a
grew
little
up.
bit tall.
Yes, see, he gets it.
Did I not just say all of us?
Did Prickles say he looked down on everybody?
No, he said you are really tall.
Hi.
Oh, that's that
And
is
that's-
a Prickles line.
And so she just was like, he gets it. Just to like make him feel like he's smart. In the beginning I did look down on you all. But as we continue to journey on, you became more than just tag-alongs. I am still new to this and never needed a companion, as I did not like keeping the company of others since they would just die.
Did you see the cat, Athesis?
No, because I have the little itty bitty camera. Anyways, let's stop focusing on the fucking cat and get back to being in character.
Blue was trying to show you the cat!
Oh, I'm sorry.
Blue was trying to show you the cat because you missed it last time!
Open! I'm not looking at everyone's camera if they're not talking. I'm sorry.
Can't stand you guys looking at another pussy. It makes me absolutely jealous. That's good
I
here.
Wait, I'm
I
gonna
need to
forget what I
take-
have to say.
yeah, continue.
So I'm not used to traveling companions. It's never been the best of luck for me. But, and I've never seen a goblin. And though he is, has his moments of being very intelligent and perceptive and useful at a lot of times. I enjoy him. He's a great companion. I enjoy him as a companion first over all of you. He was the first to jump in battles and the first to follow me when none of you ever needed to follow me. I never once expected any of you to travel by my side and to want to keep me a fucking thief at the least. Like, sure, a prostitute who's bad at their job, a crybaby, or a dirty cat, I guess, who's got class, a fucking folk hero. Like, sure, I get it, but a lying, thieving orc who you know nothing of, just like, what do you need a thief who's not even a rogue in your party for? Like, especially one who has a big head and does everything for their own good. I do everything I do to bring myself better fortune because I never had good fortune. So why not work myself in favor? If that's all I've known is bad luck, why not do things to bring myself good luck?
You ignored my question.
What was your question then?
My question was, why do you call him a pet? You answered it partially, but then you started talking about yourself.
I told you I was selfish.
I could say a couple other words, but
could
you
say a
only
lot of
answered
things.
half of it.
He
And I
earned
haven't
the
said it all.
nickname. He earned the nickname as a pet. He was a great companion. I fed him. I pay his tab. I give him a place to sleep. I give him a piece.
We all get a place to sleep
After I paid for it, for fuck's sake. And you're
for the
lucky.
first time.
Yeah, you don't have any money because you're
Yeah.
bad at your job.
I have plenty. I'm just very careful
Oh,
with how and where I spend it.
Oh, you're holding
Something-
out.
No. You want to know something I've learned in my line of work for the past 80 years? You have to
And
be
you're bad at it.
careful. You need to be
Did you quite
careful with how you spend. You flaunt, you put targets on you.
This
I
is how
paid
I know.
for
Yeah.
our tab because fucknuts over there killed somebody and I needed hush money. I'm poor. I look
don't
like a
need no hush
fucking
money.
poor person. I look like
The
somebody who
opposite.
You really do. You look so poor. You know what? You should go back to the streets where you belong.
Another whip slash goes over Sire's back.
I think he likes
I
it.
will not warn you again.
Zaya, you
Right.
want to live straight? Shut your fucking mouth.
I will
Sweet.
say this, just out of character, I didn't mean to, but when you're like, big head, I laugh so hard.
Who?
Also, I love that, like, through this, I'm starting to realize that Leon is such a bad influence.
On who?
You're just realizing this?
On
You're
Prickles?
just realizing this?
Like, I was listening to the sass Prickles was giving Phalith, and I'm like, that's straight up Leona. Straight Leona.
It took you almost 10 sessions to realize this.
Yeah.
It wasn't that it took 10 sessions. It was just like it took 10 sessions for him to not resemble. Like, he now resembles Leona so much that it's basically Leona talking through him like he's a puppet.
Yeah.
We're
my God,
besties.
Yes, mama.
Anyways,
Anyway.
I'm frugal for a reason. You don't know how much I have. I don't know how much you have. But you flaunt that money, especially...
She also doesn't have a house, so she can't spend her money.
Who?
You think I want a house right now? Fuck no.
Phalith.
Anyways.
Lucy was talking about Phalith. She's like, Phalith is technically homeless.
But Phalith, that's
Aren't
funny as
they all?
Phalith, she's technically homeless.
No! You all have houses except for Phalith.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't.
Because some of you
own
live
my
with
house.
you lived
Yeah.
with your pirate buddies.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I live
Oh
with
my
my
God.
fucking adopted
Yeah.
mom.
Yeah.
And
I had my
Lussigum
own
lived
home.
at Lussigum had her own home near her monk temple. Zaire lived with his mom and his sister. Like,
I
Phalith was
remember
the only
one-
one without a fucking house, and like
Yes.
a tavern lady felt bad for her. Was like, I guess you could just
Well, no.
in the in the rooms that you use.
First, it was a drow who let her live under his roof in the tavern, and then it was the tavern lady. So this bitch does not have a house. And then before the drow, you want to know what it was? A temple. A temple was her home.
Sleeping
Hello,
on
temple.
fucking hard cold marble.
Exactly. My hair back was straight as shit, though. So you know what?
Lucy's over here like, it builds character.
Yeah, and Bailiff's like, okay.
Lussi agree, you know?
Mhm.
You say
No, so
that
ba-
I
but-
flaunt my money, but
You
I
do.
paid for hush money to keep everyone quiet because fucknuts killed somebody. And I live a life where
too.
I could die any day because of what I do and who I am. I've spent years torturing people and killing people. Do you know how many people I've killed? I have a list of
Leona.
112
Leona.
people on my back. And that's
Leona.
not counting the soldiers I've ripped eyes out of and tortured. I've tortured so many people for information. My life is a fucking bounty. So if I were to flaunt money because I could just die tomorrow or in a week, who's going to get that money? Amelia? I doubt it. Somebody's going to pickpocket me and get that shit for free. Or you guys can keep it. I live day by day and don't give a singular fuck because of who I am and how I've lived. Just like when I was younger and my brother died in front of me. Boom! Gone in a second. It happens like that for no reason. You just go living your life. One day you're playing outside, having a grand day, trying to find something to eat, and the next minute you're slaughtered for accidentally witnessing something and can't defend yourself.
Leona, you made it about you again.
You made it about you, talking about, oh, I don't have a house, and I...
Yes, because
And we can't hear you, Moon. Moon, we can't hear you.
Oh.
You just sound real
I
quiet.
got you. You made it about you, talking about, I don't have a house, and I have money. I just don't flaunt it like you, because I respect myself, but I'm a prostitute, and I'm so fucking judgmental, and I bitch and moan at everybody because they're not like me!
Do you know why I'm so careful?
So fucking good. I'm so surprised you did it in the accent. That's so fucking good.
Bailiff, she's gonna kind of put her finger up against her. She's gonna put her finger on her forehead. Do you know why I'm so careful? Because of my job. Do you really think
That you're bad at.
That you're bad at.
Do you really think that I can just set up shop anywhere and go? No, I can't.
Because you're a bad
Why?
prostitute.
Because of people who will willingly turn my ass in. I can't just go and fuck whoever and expect them to pay. Half the time I have to expect them to want to tell me no and say, I'm gonna report you to the fucking guards. I
Make
have to
pay.
expect that every single time. When I did do that, Prickles, I ended up with you fuckers. In that
Yeah,
jail cell,
great
which I'm
time.
still trying to figure out. I'm still trying to figure out who put me there. That is
Well,
what I'm
if you
still trying to figure
spend
out.
more time doing that and crying all the time when we were there, you wouldn't be thinking about that now, maybe.
I think that
It's
maybe if you
dying.
picked a better job that you didn't fucking suck dick and balls at,
You
which you
really
probably
think I
only do
literally-
and don't get paid because you're trash. I have not seen you prostitute yourself one time in the entire month that we've
I've been
done
more
this
focused
shit.
on my survival than I have my own fucking money. I
I'm
have been
just
more
saying, but
focused
you've
on
been a
keeping myself
terrible,
alive and preventing myself from getting dragged to the fucking hells
and you're not even
than
doing a good
working.
job at that.
Oh, really? You think I'm not fucking trying? You think I'm not trying to do something that I have to fucking do?
I didn't say you
I
were
would
trying. I
love
just said
to
you were
trade
good at
curses
it.
with you.
Oh, you want to touch
Alright,
anybody
I
and
would
die?
love to trade curses with you.
Wait,
Because
wait,
you know what?
wait. 1 second. 1 second. I'll be right back. I'll just be right back.
Okay, we can take a break.
This shit was heated.
Just off note. Just off note. Sorry, Phalith. Since we're at the
Yeah.
honesty table, the potato was my fault.
It's okay.
Yes.
Just for the honesty table.
Prickles.
Look, I
Yeah.
can forgive Prickles. You gotta work for that.
Okay, I'm back. Continue.
The potato was
Okay.
Continue.
Okay, wait. Quiet moment. Quiet moment.
I'm focusing more on my own fucking survival, so the shit that happened in that fucking fog doesn't happen again. Do you really think I just wake up one day and I'm like, I really want to have sex? No, I don't. It is work for me. It is not pleasure like it is for you. Well, if I could have your fucking curse, I would be grateful. I would be so fucking grateful. I would be so happy. I would do this any day of the week. I would be doing everything you did. But I can't because I have to stay in survival mode. I cannot leave survival mode, albeit for my fucking sake. And for yours as fucking well. But do you really want to try and get involved with those fucking hands? No. You really fucking don't. They're not nice. They're not kind. They don't give a shit who I am. They don't give a fuck who I worship. They see my soul and they're like, no, that is mine. That belongs to me. So I don't even get a single shit of where I get to go. You do. You have the freedom to do what you want. I cannot. My line of work has to force me into being careful. My line of work has to force me into thinking ahead. My line of work has quite literally been the only thing getting food in my fucking mouth. You have a home. You have someone to go back to. The only people I can go back to are continents away. The only people who I really want to go back to are a realm away that I can't even fucking access. So guess what? I'm not a bad prostitute. Alright, I'm fan-fucking-tastic. I did this shit for 80 fucking years. I did this shit maybe even a little bit longer than that. My timing could be off. But I can't go back to anywhere I call home for a fucking reason. So do not tell me that I'm a bad prostitute when I cannot do my work easily in places where people will snitch on me for it, where I can get thrown in jail for it, to where I can fucking die for it. You think stealing is difficult? Yes, it is. I'm not going to deny there. But prostitution and having to sell myself, that is so much more dehumanizing, so much more demeaning than stealing from some fucking princess. That will always be worse.
Just kill them.
Nobody told
Do you think
to
I can
be-
do that so easily, Prickles? Do you really think I can do that so easily? Tell
It's
me,
a skill issue.
Oh, it's a skill issue. I would love to see you go out there, sell your fucking body, and then kill somebody and not have questions tied to you, and not have it come back to you. I would love to see you do that, because do you know how much? Do you know how far in advance I have to plan for that shit? Do you know half of the fucking shit I have to go through?
It's just murder.
Do
It's
you? No,
not that
you
hard.
fucking
Okay,
don't.
Prickles, this is a conversation between us, and I get
No.
it.
It's between all of us. It's the honesty table, is it not?
Nobody
So
told you
guess
to be a
what?
fucking prostitute if it's so goddamn hard for you to do it. Like, you could have done anything else to be able to succeed your
really?
job, and you
So
decided
I
to
could
be a
have.
fucking
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold
prostitute.
on.
Like,
Oh, I told her
Hold on,
not to
so-
do it.
See?
Caleb,
So
if
I
you
Lucy
wanted
told you not to be a
some
serial
fucking
killer is a
prostitute.
Hold on,
valid
question.
profession.
Hold on, question.
If you wanted some pleasure, you could have simply just asked.
Lassigum, now's not the time. So,
Girl,
real
girl, that
quick.
was too
Bark
much.
over here.
Lassigum got me
So-
barking.
So, I could have done anything I wanted without any way showing that I'm a citizen here. I could have done anything I wanted, having no pretty much legal status in either of the countries I've been in. I could do anything I wanted with nothing to prove who I am. And the only thing I had to me was my 8-year-old's name and my 8-year-old self, with a sister who might be dead. Or might be alive. I don't fucking know. I could have done anything I wanted when I have nothing to my name except who I am, except where I come from, except my goddess. I could have done anything I wanted?
You just didn't.
Tell me, what are my fucking options then? What are my options?
There is mad options. I mean, first off, if you didn't
Like
want
what?
to be a prostitute, you could have been literally a thief like I am. I'm not saying that it's your first choice. There's multiple things. You could have taken apprenticeships trying to be a fucking fake. Dude, there's fucking documentations you could have stolen, like, for fake documents of who you are if you didn't want to be who you are. There are so many things.
I told her to be a mortician and go around killing people and burying bodies in cemeteries where there were already bodies.
See,
Why
she's
not
got
an
great
executioner?
ideas. A mortician. Boom. Like, you didn't have to choose the line of work, and the fact that you're pushing on us like you lived a harder life than any of us, like we haven't gone through shit. I've killed people who I didn't want to kill. You want my curse? Good fucking luck. When I first got this bitch, I had no idea what it was. I could walk down streets just trying to pick up groceries for Amelia, and people would bump into me and die. Do you know what that's like? Walking past a child who accidentally brushes your thigh because it's fucking 112 out and it's fucking hot as shit, and I can't stand wearing all of this fucking clothes, and so I go out one day in shorts and a t-shirt and a child brushes up against me and dies? You want to live that life? You want to have anything that touches you just die and it be your fault because you can't control shit? That's fine. But don't blame me because you picked a shitty fucking job. I didn't choose to be a thief. I grew up with nothing.
I'm not blaming you for nothing.
It sounds like you're
I'm-
making excuses and you're yelling at us, thinking that being a prostitute's so hard. Sure, you have to degrade yourself, but I didn't tell you to go into that line of work, to have to sacrifice something so dear. I wouldn't like to be a prostitute, but sure, it sounds horrible, but I don't have to kill people. And if it's so fucking hard and it's so hard for you to be able to move around like me, do you know how long it took me to be able to... I didn't leave my state for years because I was
I
afraid
would
that
love to
somebody
just
would
stay
target my fucking whatever. My fucking the only family that I have now. I was afraid that if I left, somebody would target her. Luckily, she's fucking smart as shit and play off being a dumb old bitch, but I'm just saying there was options, and you don't have to be pissy thinking that your shit is more deeper than any of ours. Like, you're screaming and you're
Yeah.
yelling at us, but you're not understanding that
Did you not just scream and yell?
you're screaming and yelling first, bitch. You think that these anger issues are gonna just stay in when you're yelling at me? The fuck? You're over here
Caleb is gonna
spitting
raise
at
her
me.
eyebrows, and she's gonna look at Leona and give her like a "you want to try that shit again" type of look.
I'm gonna
You
stand
both-
up like
You both get whipped.
Phelan,
Finally, I
why did you
wasn't
pick a
Ooh.
line of work that revolves around pleasure if it brings you none after all these years?
Could have been
It
a
was
great
easier.
librarian, let's be honest. You have the attitude and you have the wings, you could fly up and down the bookshelves with ease. And
Why
Yeah.
money while you did
surround
it.
yourself-
Back them.
Why surround yourself with pleasure if it brings you none?
It was the easiest line of work for me to get into. That's why. It allowed me an easy way to make the money that I needed to keep myself alive.
You could
People
become a
paid
nurse
handsomely for it.
with a fake
People paid well
documentation.
for it.
And just
That was a matter biscuit with fake documentation.
we've got some pretty solid documentations.
That I refuse to touch.
I'm just saying,
But is it?
you're pretty fucking judgmental. Like, all of this shit, and you're got this whole attitude that everything around you is so much worse. Like, I get it, but you're so judgmental. Like, you can't see that we're all struggling. And no, I cannot relate to you, or what you're going through, or what you've been through, or how you have to live with your curse as a tiny, puny person who can't really kill people. Like, I don't get it, but I understand. But I feel like you should check your judgmental attitude. Like, I feel like I'm more upset on how fucking judgmental you come off than about you being a shit fucking prostitute and thinking you're fucking high and mighty when you can't kill people who don't pay you.
I don't think I'm high and mighty.
You should
I'm
fucking act
judgmental
like
because
it.
I'm watching everybody. Because I am watching everyone's move. Because I'm trying to figure out how the fuck we got here. That is why I keep looking at everybody. That is why I keep judging. That is why I make faces. I am trying to figure out the why. And I can't figure out the why. I still have no idea.
You want to know why?
I do.
We live this shitty ass fucking life because of our curses. Our curses keep us on a repeated cycle of some bullshit that somebody else repeated in their past curse life. That's what my fucking curse told me, that we're constantly repeating shit that happened to other people. They've done shit that we've done, and it's just a consistent repeating cycle. Everybody that gets our curse repeats the same life that they repeated. So that's why, if you're so curious as why shit's the way it is now, it's because we're constantly repeating shit that everybody else that had our curse previous to us is repeating. And there's nothing that we could do about it. Sure, we can make some minor different shit, but everything so far has just been repeated. We're on a fucking cycle, and there's not shit we can do about it.
Unfortunately, you can't have sunshine and rainbows when the sun no longer exists.
That is an amazing topic of conversation, isn't it, Lussi Gum? The sun does not exist. You know, the god of agriculture. And yet, Melora, she exists, but missing. You know, the goddess of wilderness and animals. Sea. And then the moon is gone. Saturnine. So interesting. In the conversation that you were talking about, where you were talking about your lives, wanting to live, wanting to survive. How? Not the curses. You. How did you, any of you alive today, not just you sitting at the table, everyone, the lizard folk, the Yuan-Ti, the sea elves, the badger people, those who live in Carmonthan and think that they are gods themselves. How did you survive? No animals. And yet, you? I should say 5, but one of you is disposed. 4. You 4 have not tasted the world's famine. Even the homeless fairy. Strange, isn't it? You are cursed. You're in cycles. The world is in shambles. The gods who matter the most are gone, and yet you're perfectly fine. You didn't even know there was a famine until it's terrifying. Spoilers.
You cut out. I didn't hear anything you said
Oh.
in that last part.
You didn't even know there was a famine till one of you talked to Tiefin. Ooh, spoilers. No, there are gods who are meant to keep people like you alive. How are you alive? The famine's been here for 4,000 years. One of you's been alive for 6. You were there before the famine hit. You were there before the apocalypse. The end. Interesting, don't you think? That you can remember the sun. You can remember the moon. You remember animals. And yet, there was never any around until you had to fight them. The druid who saw grass for the first time when Eowyn noticed her. And yet, you've never gone hungry. You've eaten meat. And it was animal meat. How? There's no animals. Prickles, you've traveled everywhere. Still, you didn't go hungry. Zaya, though your family struggled in the refugee camps, there was no starvation. The fairy, who tried so hard to survive, and yet food was never your worry. But it's everybody else's in the entire world. I wonder why that wasn't the topic of discussion. And instead, it was the monstrosities of your curses and not what your curses told you. One of you. That these curses were once blessings. Alright, so what do you guys do with this information from Lucy? That your curses, though it has caused all of the troubles in your life, has been the only thing keeping you alive, where it's been the world has been killing everybody else.
Yours are going to be turning in Bailiff's head. Our curses were blessings, right?
Originally, from
And you
Eowyn herself.
And where the fuck is the notes? Hold on.
Our cursings were blessings at one point. What was the catalyst for them to turn into curses?
Her eternal slumber.
Well, I can tell you where I stand with it. I'm gonna keep doing it.
But you're just a shitty person.
Yeah, I know. I
Well,
love
hold
living on
on.
corpses.
Hold on. If her eternal slumber let the blessings become curses, it couldn't have happened at once. That'd be too sudden. That'd be too chaotic.
Far too sudden. Far too
So,
drastic for the world.
could we assume safely that it was because of time that they became curses?
You would be correct.
So,
It was time, in the absence of Eowyn, and the corruption that those original had caused. It was time that ate away at the blessings. Through each reincarnation, blessings were supposed to give hope. It was supposed to make you heroes.
So, if I'm putting things together correctly, if I'm hearing you right, if time brought them like this, could we maybe use time to revert it?
Now that's a thought.
Because if we could, in theory, could we maybe put it into practice?
Well, that's a bigger thought. That's a thought that could work. That's a thought that could work, but only if certain ones were awake. Plans need to be made. I need to speak to Leviatar. I will get more information about your journey later. Our meeting is adjourned. And she puts a hand on the table, and your astral bodies return back to your regular bodies. All mentions of conversation wiped from mine. That is the end of today's recap.
Thank fuck I need sleep.
Guess it's 2 in the morning.